So as we continue the pathway forward, I thought, how beautiful to come back to the place where beginner's mind is at the forefront, and to never lose sight of what it means to have that attitude, the heart of the beginner, the enthusiasm, the openness, the curiosity to continue to grow and learn. And for me, as an avid student of life and of yoga, that sense of continuing to grow through mind, body, and heart is what keeps life interesting and joyful. As we step into and cultivate a practice, you've done most of the poses. Some of you, like, you can't even count how many times you've done a downward dog at this point in your career as a yogi. And I just want to remind us, there's an expert way of looking at things. One of the beautiful things of becoming an expert at something is you start to believe in yourself. You start to believe you have the skills necessary to achieve what it is you'd like to do. The downside of that is we start to narrow in our mind and we become less open to possibilities. We lose that spark of joy and we become a little more we lack the luster of it. We get bored easily. One of the sayings that comes to mind is familiarity breeds contempt. And we see that in our long-term relationships, whether they're with a significant other or in our careers or with maybe breakfast, eating the same thing every day. So let's settle in and we'll explore what it means to bring our beginner's mind to our practice today. So as you close your mind, your eyes, don't close your mind, as you close your eyes, let that just be a way of letting go of expectations. Now your breath will flow through you around 26,000 times a day. Can you receive the next 5 breaths as if they were the most wow, wonderful thing, like the first time you rode a bicycle? Let go of what could happen or what you think should happen in your practice and truly arrive in the possibility of the practice. And take your hands right up in front of the heart. Feel the mudra for the first time ever. Feel your finger pads and your palms. Feel your gratitude for this practice that keeps renewing itself over and over and over again. May we empty out and become more available to how the practice will guide us to that just right place within ourselves. And we'll offer the sound of Om and the opening mantra. And I invite you to really hear the words. Maybe try a little different enunciation today. See what comes to you so that you can hear it as an offering instead of an obligatory part of your practice. And deep breath in. Soft, long breath out. Inhale. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidanandamurtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tehidase Oh. Letting go of our past experiences and what we think should happen on our mat today, we open to what will unfold with gratitude. And to that we bow. All right, I'm gonna invite you to all fours for the very familiar cat-cow. I'm gonna ask you to find cat-cow in ways that you don't have to change it up. You know, anything you've learned to the point of expertise, you've learned because of conscious repetition. I'm going to invite you to approach it with that beginner's mind, the one that goes, wow, what is a cow and a cat? Inquire, like, what is the purpose? What do I feel? And, you know, one of the challenges beginners have is they don't necessarily know right away how to link breath and movement. So you have an advantage here. So let the advantage be received as another doorway into possibility. There's no right and there's no wrong in the beginner's mind. They come in with a deep sense of curiosity and wonder, and they surrender to the possibilities. So can you open up to what's unfolding as you stretch up and back in downward dog, and let downward dog just guide you. Let go of having to be rigid in your downward dog and feel your downward dog from the ground, your hands, your feet. Feel the shape of your body. And feel the enthusiasm of a beginner, which we could apply to effort and the balance of effort and surrender. So feel your enthusiasm for your practice today and let that hold you. And then surrender to your curiosity. Where will the practice go? Let go of limited definitions, expectations. Drawing your feet to the midline, inhale to your knees. Extend your right leg back behind you and lift it parallel. Lower the ball mound back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. The concept of beginner's mind is comes from the teachings of Zen Buddhism, and the word is Shoshin. Can we open up to being really available to, I don't know why she's having me lower and lift my leg 100 times, but that's what the practice is. Like a beginner would never question this. They would just go, oh, this is yoga. Okay. And lower that and take downward dog, please. And one of the delights of being an experienced teacher of yoga is you can take a beginner and increase body awareness. You can increase openness and availability to how life flows through them. They don't have to do it all through effort. They can let their enthusiasm hold them and continue to be open to the flow. Inhale, come down to your knees, knees together, extend left leg. Inhale, right leg, or left leg, sorry, up and down. And as you do this, just build your awareness of maintaining equal weight, right hand, left hand. And start to connect the flow of your breath, keeping your waistline lifted as you lift the leg, filling in the waistline as you lower the leg. Lowering left leg to meet right. Inhale, up and back, downward dog. Inhale, right leg up and back. And exhale. So anything we've learned to the point of expertise, we learned through conscious repetition. And then beyond that, we've learned because it brought us a sense of fulfillment or joy. So we wanted to keep learning. Open to that. Walk both feet forward, Uttanasana. Shake out your hands. Inhale, sweep up, touch the sky. And dive right back in, Uttanasana. Plant your hands where you did for downward dog. Step to plank. Up and back, dog pose. Feet together, legs together. Allow your ears to line up with your inner biceps as you lift and lower. Left leg, keep the eyes soft in one place and fall in love with the sensation of energy that roots you down from your heart through your arms, from your heart through your hips, from the hips through the right leg, and find a sense of ease in that left leg, lifting and lowering. Anchored in possibilities. Lower that leg. Walk your feet forward at Uttanasana. Shake out your hands. Shake out your shoulders, your neck, your head. And use this as a way to shake off expectations and becoming very mindful. Lift yourself up, arms up over your head, and hands to the heart. Honoring the enthusiastic heart of a beginner. Stretch your arms out, lift up into yourself, and dive forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Plant your hands, step back, downward dog. So where I live right next to a chairlift that goes up the mountain, and it's got to be the longest, slowest chairlift in all of the ski world. It takes 18 minutes. And it's one of the only chairs where it comes around the wheel and it doesn't detach. So people who aren't really good at skiing, they don't really know how to ride the chairlift, and they fall, they get hit by the lift, they fall getting off. And so the chairlift stops like sometimes 20, 30 times within that 18 minutes. Pedal out your dog pose, which can take an 18-minute chair ride and turn it into a 25, and sometimes on a really bad day, a 30-minute chair ride. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Walk to forward fold. And as you rise up, lift up, touch the sky. And hands to the heart. And the reason I'm telling you about the chairlift ride is because I've been skiing since I was 3 years old. And I have lost the awareness of what it means to be difficult to get on a chairlift. Like, that doesn't seem like a hard thing for me at all. And in that 18 to 30-minute chairlift ride, I can get really irritated that the chair's stopping all the time, or I can pause and fall in love with, there are people getting on the chair where getting on the chair is a brand new experience for them. Sink into your chair pose like it's a brand new experience. A brand new experience. And it might even be scary because you've got things on your feet, like when you're skiing, that slip and slide. Right here, the earth is steady, so you can trust it. But if we lift the right leg up and hold onto your right knee, we create a lack of stability that you've grown to trust in many ways. And for a raw beginner, they might not know. Keep your eyes in one place, listen to your breath. And if you fall or fall down or you lose your balance, bring the beginner's mindset in, and you do it 100 times without any worry. Have fun. Pull low belly to low back. Slide the right hand to your right ankle, left hand to the low belly. Filling in low belly to low back, pull your heel to your buttocks. So what I'm saying is when we pull that heel behind us, we tend to lose connection to the source of strength in the core. So maintain it. And the beginner would have no qualms, no judgment of having to use a wall or a chair for balance. They just do what they need to do and they let go of, wow, this is hard because they've never done it before. Those of us who've done it before, we start to have judgment about it. Stretch the left arm forward. Bow forward, keep your heel towards your buttocks. Now extend the right leg and that right arm will just stretch back behind you. And that familiar chair pose is feeling pretty good right now. Yeah, so sink into that. So I reminded myself yesterday a couple of times, especially when the chair stopped, like right before I was supposed to get off of it, and it stopped for like 3 minutes because the people who got off the chair, they were a literal train wreck. Fortunately, nobody got hurt. Yeah. So as you open up and remember what it's like for beginners to do something, it can bring greater ease and grace to your experience of something. You bring patience. You bring that patience to holding your left knee. Humility, that's low belly to low back. Find that. That's your kidney loop. Slide the hand to the ankle, left hand, left ankle. Keep the kidney loop as you pull the heel into the buttocks. Now keep that kidney loop even as you stretch up and let the heart open to possibilities. The ever unfolding practice, we're going to find stability in one way, and then we start to expand and explore in another. Good job. Now extend left leg. Ooh. Awesome, you guys. Seat it down. Oh, chair pose just feels so steady. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step back, plank. So in 1912, Alfred Venegar offered a theory on shifting continental plates, and he was mocked by his scientific community, saying that he was delirious in his ravings. As you shift to a side plank, honor how things can shift and move and grow. And what once seemed impossible, you now have the steadiness. There you go. Inhale, come back and shift it to the other side. Kidney loop. And there's no right, there's no wrong. You just, even if you need to come to your knees and shift, beginner finds the way. Side to side. You got it. Hold your strength. Hold your curiosity. There you go. One more time. Child's pose. The balance between effort and surrender. The beginner is willing to take a break, a timeout. Inhale forward, all fours. Please step your right foot forward. With your right hand on your right knee, turn the right toe slightly outward. Point the left toe shoelace side down. Now lengthen your lunge as long as it feels comfortable for you. So expand yourself out. Walk the left knee further back or the right foot further forward. Squeeze the left knee in towards the middle of the mat. And as you push down through your right hand, I want you to fill in the low belly. You can even take your hand there. Push the right hand away so the low belly stays back. Use both hands, slide that up, open the heart. So even in the back bend, we hold the possibility that the front body hugs into the back body so that we feel held in possibilities. Lifting up, hands behind the head, and a big stretch through the legs, up through the heart. Lift the rib cage off of the pelvis. Stretching the arms high and long. Deep breath. Good job. Inhale, lower. Parsvottanasana. Square your hips. Cultivating the joy of learning. We'll take an action we've done so far and deepen it a bit. Pushing forward, come to a standing splits. Maybe hands on blocks or not. Tap the left toes down. Inhale, left leg up. Tap it down. Lift it up. And we'll do 7 more. Good. Hold it there. Lift it high. Bend your knee on track. Left knee bends on track. All right. Now here's a new twist. You're gonna wrap the right buttocks down and pull left hand to left shoulder, opening the heart to the left. Inhale, come back to square. Exhale, push through right leg, right arm. Exhale, square. Let's do 3 more. Eyes down on the floor. So the expert mind brings in the skill blend to achieve what they want, and the beginner's mind doesn't narrow into limited possibilities. It accepts the learning curve and allows it to grow. Now stretch that out and let that grow through a half moon pose. Ground yourself in gratitude, triangle pose. Now, one thing the beginner doesn't have the advantage of is sometimes they use too much effort. They bring too much enthusiasm. So just soften a bit. Good job. Inhale, unwind, high lunge, downward dog. Right leg up and back. 3-legged dog. Inhale the square. Lengthen plank. Lower to your belly. Lift up, cobra. Savor it. Drink it in. Downward dog. I'm learning to play a djembe, which is a drum, a hand drum. Extremely humbling. And in order to learn the patterns, I'm having to slow down a lot. Inhale, left leg up. And step it through. Right knee to the earth, point your toes. Squeezing right knee to midline, place left hand to your knee. Push through the legs, push through the left hand, and that will help activate the humility of kidney loop. So as expert yogis, can we stay in the humility of the beginner's mind and let that hold us? Front body to back body. And we take that beginner's mind and stay curious. Something that a certain orthopedist in Boston, Massachusetts. Should really get a clue about, yeah? Humility and curiosity. Yeah. When you think you know everything, you stop learning. And when you stop learning, you close your heart. Open your heart and lift. And bring it down. Parsvottanasana, it's pyramid shape. Shorten the stance a bit, just enough. And really roll your right hip forward. The kidney loop is inherent in this pose, so feel it. Feel the low belly lifting to the low back and settle into the heart space. Trust your arms and bring them into your shoulder socket. Shifting forward, standing splits. Yeah. And tap the right toes down and lift. Tap and lift. 5 more. Use your breath. Now do what you can to hold it. Let go of expectations that you should or could hold it and just see if you can. Bending your knee on track. Push down, so you've got, let's bend your left knee a tiny bit and use the left buttocks, squeeze the left buttocks. It's called outer spiral. It's gonna roll the hips down towards left baby toe, right hand to the heart or shoulder. And square it up. And open. If you need to, your eyes stay on the floor because when you lift your right arm, your eyes become like the energy of the arm, holding you in steadiness. Now there's no right or wrong here. Yeah. Open it out. Half moon. Yeah. Way to go. Can you receive triangle pose as if it's the first time you've ever opened up in the shape? Oh. And you remember when you learned how to ride a bike and then maybe if you were like me, you said, look, mom, no hands. So sweep that left hand out and up in front of you. Yeah. Look, mom, no hands. Warrior 2. And straighten your front leg, heel toe. And we'll take, look, mom, no hands. Other way. Triangle pose. Warrior 2. The look, mom, no hands requires big connection to core. When you know who you are, you're not afraid to say, I don't know. I don't know, let me find out. Or, that's an interesting way to look at that. I see it this way. Hold yourself in that possibility. I see triangle pose as this way. And it gets even more challenging if you accept the invitation to extend the upright extended arm in field goal position. Oh, and warrior 2. I'll take that again, stretch it out. Beginner is also very, 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 will very readily say, I don't want to do that. I'm not there yet. So you might be here, or here, or here. Find the position where you can hold your strength, your humility, and your breath. Good job. 3-legged dog, left leg up and back. Let out a big sigh. That was a lot. Lowering left leg to meet right and downward dog, pull to plank. Lower to the earth. Lengthen and lift one leg at a time. All right. Roll into your left side. Extend both legs. Expand the waistline down into the ground. So you feel all of you connecting with the earth. Lengthen your tailbone, pull your tailbone towards your heels, and that will help fill the belly to lower back. Pull the right knee towards your belly. And this is going to be a big ask for some of you. It's actually more helpful if I bring my hand under my head. And the big ask is, can you root through the left baby toe, outer left leg, and hold the knee? Whoa. Yeah, ankle. Good. Heel the buttocks. Now we extend left arm and press from left leg, left hip to left toe as you press right ankle in the right hand. I'll take a little back bend here. Roll that to the belly. Slow it down. Press that right foot up, up, up. Roll to your belly. Ribs towards the floor. Yeah, come on, you can do it. Get your belly down. Belly down, hips square to the mat. Oh, yes, yes, yes. And release. Ooh. Cobra. Downward dog. Shifting downward dog. Move the hips side to side. Let the energy open. Inhale your knees. You ever tried knitting? Knitting is one of the most humbling things I've ever tried, right? Like something that we don't necessarily identify with physical exertion. It's a different kind of skill. Think of anything you've ever learned where you had to come in and just say, I guess I'll try. Lift yourself up. Can you expand the waistline so there's no space under the belly and the ribs? Maintain that. Pull the front belly into the back belly. Lengthen your tailbone towards your heels. Yeah. Big outer spiral with the left leg. Hold your core, hand to knee. Good. Hand to ankle. Bend your elbow, left elbow, so you find your upper back. Heel the buttocks. Now re-extend right arm and press through right baby toe and find your back bend here. Tailbone strong, palate back, lower ears back. Slow and controlled with patience. Roll the hips and the belly square to the earth as you push your left foot up into your left hand. And release. Place your hands for Cobra. Wait for the breath to lift you in Cobra. Downward dog. Shift it out in dog pose. Inhale to your knees. You might need a blanket under your knees. You might. bow forward. Just like you're trying to lean over a railing or a countertop or something. And standing up on the knees, pull the kidney loop down from the belly up through the kidneys. Yeah. Hands behind your head. Yeah. Through the eyes of a child, may we open to the enthusiastic beginner and lift up. Good. Curl up, lift up, curl up, lift up. You know this one. Sometimes we've used a strap at the base of the ribs. You lift up through the back body. Yeah, there you go. And back to center. Please lower your hands. Stagger the right knee back slightly. Reach down and find your shoelace side. Thighs back and wide. Move your thigh loop, your heel to your buttocks to your heel. Lift up, elbow. Good. Tailbone roots down. Extend through both legs. Belly button back. Lower ribs lift. Curl up. And help yourself up and out. Stretch it up. Lean it to the right. Lean it to the left. Circle it out. There's a few ways to cultivate the beginner's mind on and off the mat. One is to let go of past experiences or opinions. I mean, we do learn from causality. If this usually if this happens, then that will happen. But what if, you know? So let go of expectations and let go of thinking that this side will be like the first side. Push the buttocks to the heels, lift up through the heart. Lengthen the tailbone, and now feel what you feel with no judgment. My quads are tight, my core is tight. I hiked to Jupiter Peak yesterday with ski boots and skis. Like, I shouldn't have judgment that I'm tight. Okay, what have you done lately? Even, you know, open up, lift up, curl up, top of the throat back, lower ears back. Another way to cultivate beginner's mind is to let the eyes of the child lead the way. So find that here. Why does a 2-year-old get excited about Tupperware? Inhale, lift up. Why does a yogi get excited about a Ustrasana variation? Shift it around. Another way to cultivate beginner's mind is to slow down. Bow fours. Downward dog. Feet together. Inhale, right leg up. Let go of thinking about what you should feel or what the pose should be like, and experience the pose for what it is. You've done it 100 million times, some of you. Knee the nose. Push more through left hand, left foot. Come on to right tippy fingers. Hips higher, hips higher, hips higher, hips higher. Right foot forward. Triangle pose. So we stop shooting on ourselves and we become more mindful. That's step number 5, mindfulness. Half moon pose, we've been here before, but we got there from standing splits Mindfully move from triangle pose to half moon. I'm going to use a block in my half moon. If you'd like, you can join me. Okay, stay with me. Pull left knee towards your belly. Hand to your ankle. Heel to your buttocks. Wrap the right buttocks down and under and pull left heel back behind you. Ardha Chandra Chapasana. Open to the possibilities. Let it grow, let it breathe. Expand your half moon. Yeah, nice. Unwind it. Standing splits. And wouldn't it be nice to just take a seat right now? Take your chair pose. Uttanasana. Shoshin, let go of could and should, and find your beginner's mind in forward fold. Downward dog. Inhale, left leg up and back. Simply feel the shape of the pose, strengthen your connection. Make sure you're not hyperextending the grounded leg. Thank you. Knee to nose. Lift the hips really high. Push more energy through right hand, right foot. Come on to left tippy fingers. Hips high, hips high, hips high. Gaze forward. Hips high, hips high. Push through right hand, left foot. Lightly place. Left foot forward. That's better. Yeah, good job. Triangle pose. Good. Mindful transition, half moon. Letting go of past experiences. Come into half moon and bend the right knee towards your belly, hand to knee, hand to ankle. As you pull the heel to your buttocks, pull the left buttocks down and under. Yes. Bend your right elbow, upper back. Yeah, now expand, open up. Infinite possibilities exist here. If you wobble, you bobble. And beginners, just try again. Step into it. Expand it. Yeah. Standing splits. Om Namah Shivaya. Nothing stale about this practice, yeah? Lots of new ways to do something. Step it back, downward dog, and gracefully land in your child's pose with a sense of humble gratitude. Inhale upright. Have a seat. So I'm going to give you I think it'll be a really big challenge for a lot of us. Can you learn to fold your laundry as if you've never folded your laundry before? Yeah. Lean into I'll mirror you, your left side for fire log. Huh? Keep and just find the awe and wonder if this whole leg's going to stay down on the floor, your whole left leg. And we'll play with kidney loops. So as you lift the right elbow, pull the kidneys up and back. Use that to help bring you around and forward. Lift up. Lift that right elbow and bring it around and forward. Ankle foot places. Loop the kidneys up and back. So now just drop into your sense of curiosity. Where does it lie in the heart? I'm curious what will happen in this pose today. Letting go of, I know this pose, I can do this pose, and really just be with the pose. And let that unfold through the heart. We'll take right hand behind the head. Extend that right arm. Bring it forward and down. Pushing through both hands, all 10 fingertips. Puff the kidneys. Anchor the right buttocks down towards the left ankle. And the tailbone draws to the earth and the heart rises up. Hi, Sally. Hand to the heart, hand to the belly. A lot of times, the more experienced a person will help guide the beginner because we know more, and we know that beginners can get injured really easily because they don't have the awareness. So if your knee is not down and below your pelvis, that's your bus stop, and you'll keep working this, keep working the fullness of the back body. And if your knee is down below the pelvis, slide the top ankle up and point the toes in half lotus. No matter where you are in this shape, can you just drop in and find a sense of gratitude for what your body can do? Leaning to your left a little bit. If the knee is down below the hip, try sliding the bottom foot out from under it. There we go. Good job. Anchor down through the inner thighs, pubic bone. Let the earth take the water of the belly. And lean to the left, unwind that, and we'll take it in the easiest path of least resistance for you to open up to Upavishta Konasana. Hold into that. More effort through the feet. More grounding through the heels. And more openness through the breath. Inhale, rise back up. Catching the backs of your knees. Balancing effort and surrender. Come back into infinite possibilities exist in this moment. Lean into the right, and can you, and I say that phrase from a teacher's perspective, you guys, I don't use this phrase lightly. I use it as a way to create possibilities for people. Can you keep this whole outer right leg down on the floor? Some people, it's hard. It's a much better teaching phrase than just anchor or just keep it there. It hits the mind psychologically much differently, okay? So can you keep this leg down? It's an invitation, not a have to or should. As you explore the kidney loop, and when I'm thinking kidney loop, I'm pushing through the grounded arm and lifting through the upward arm. And that whole effect is pulling the humility up into the open heart. Ankle foot. I'll say it again. Can you keep this outer left or right leg down as you bow forward? Expand the hips back and wide. And keep moving the sit bones in opposite direction. And you can corkscrew the right hip forward and down. Oh. We've been doing these poses a lot in the last little while, so hopefully they're becoming a little more accessible. And the only way you get better at something is if you practice. At least that's what my drum teacher is telling me. Stop trying to force the knee down and think of the infinite expansion that comes from the hip through the femur bone to the knee. It's not down, it's more out from midline. If the knees are lower than the hips, take your half lotus. Grateful for what your body can do. It's very different than the hubris of, look at me. Lean into the right, unwind your pose, and we'll take Upavishta Konasana the other way. Effort through the feet, spread your toes, push through your heels, guide the inside of the knees in and down. As the inside of the knees move in and down, the pubic bone should feel like it blossoms back to the sit bones. And in that experience of life, we have to lift the belly up and back. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Come on up. Cross your second favorite leg in front. Close your eyes. I was riding the chairlift up yesterday with a 3-year-old little boy, and he was telling his father how the tree that we were passing is where all the dragons live. Bring yourself right into your meditation space. An adult mind might look at that 3-year-old little boy and go, you know, there's no dragons in there, but you play along with it. You go, wow, there's dragons in that tree. If you close your eyes and allow yourself to drop in, you'll find something more magical, more amazing than you could ever even imagine. And what it is the sacred truth of who you are. When the mind wanders and wants to go off and create stories or drop into to-do lists, open to the possibility that you can empty out. And you can anchor in right here, right now. Now, help yourself into the world that lives outside of you by softly opening your eyes. Into all fours. Extend right leg back behind you. With the imagination of a child, what if you were standing on just your hands with both legs extended right out in the same plumb line, like a handstand? What if? And find that easy version of handstand as you extend left leg out. It's the easiest handstand you're ever going to do right here. Good job. So now what you'll need is you'll need a wall or a door or the edge of a bed, and you're sit up right up next to it. Or a sofa. Use your environment, use your imagination, find your L pose, sit up really tall so you feel like you've got curve in your lower back, but you're held in your core and you can feel your shoulder blades on the wall. Extend the arms up overhead and hold your core, hold the kidney loop. Press the palate back so your shoulder loop is pushing the head back through the palate and up through the crown. Turn the palms to the sky. Not as easy as the all fours position, right? But certainly an easier version of handstand. Now look where your heels are. Put your finger there. Sweep your feet around and put the heels of your hands where your fingers were. On all fours. Soften into your heart space with the enthusiasm of a child or a beginner. Oh my God, we get to do a handstand. Come into that mind. Oh my God, we're doing an L pose handstand. That's where all the dragons live. Now lift your belly button. Tuck your toes. The toes are on the floor, heels up against the baseboard or the surface that you're using. Lift up into downward dog. One foot on the surface that's behind you, no higher than your buttocks. Shift your gaze around. If the tips of your fingers were the base of the triangle, push your eyes right there. Push down through your heart and lift both feet. Extend both legs. Keep your kidneys full. And maybe one leg up. And think about that handstand on all fours and find that same power. Lower one leg and lift the other. Belly button to low back. Kidneys up towards the shoulder blades. Yeah. Inhale, come down. Circle out your wrists. Good job. Did anybody see handstand coming out of this practice today? If you look at the sequence, if you go back and look at the sequence, you'll see it. But surprise, that's the beginner's mind. Like, wow, cool. Okay. Let's do a handstand on our backs. Supta Tadasana. Just find that first. Active feet, steady shins, upper thighs, back, tailbone long, kidneys full. Now stretch your arms up over your head. Open your throat a little bit. Slowly draw the knees to the hands to the knees. Open the knees nice and wide. And in this moment, the beginner's mind is so helpful. It's that moment where the beginner walks off the court or away from the endeavor and says, I did my best today. That was all I can do. And as my teacher, Douglas Brooks, would say, after enlightenment, we just go out for a beer because here we are in the human experience. So after practice, we just receive. Feet together, knees wide, Supta, goddess pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. Beautiful. Slowly lower your arms down to the ground, extend your legs. Feet a little wider than your hips. Pump your ankles a few times so you really feel the leg energy settling. Pump the ankles, flex, 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 flex. You should feel that move all the way up through your body. And relax your legs, your feet. Open and close your hands a couple times. And relax and surrender into the back body. All the parts of you that touch the earth. Find the lightness of your heart and settle your awareness there. So that everything in the chest joyfully soften. And that will help release your neck and your throat. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. As the breath really fills in the space your practice revealed, honor that space has been there all along. The sense of peace has been here all along. And there's something so beautiful about surrendering to that knowing. The peace we seek is as close as our next breath. It's as close as our next awareness of how life really is, about surrendering to the flow. And sometimes the effort required to get there is more softening, more openness, more receptivity. More willingness to see what happens. Slowly begin to guide yourself from here into your expression of a fetal pose. This moment right here is not unlike the one that starts every single day, where you wake up to the possibility of what lies ahead. So, like folding socks or washing dishes for the umpteenth, millionth time, we wake up to the dawn of a new day and rise up to our seat, taking the familiar and allowing it to be enchanting. Letting go of expectations, we find our gratitude and we pull that into the heart space. Prayer, hands to prayer pose. Make the offering. Final Om to the source of awe and wonder we give back. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Inhale again. Namaste. Thank you so much, you guys. Oh my goodness.